Coming up here visiting Jamie and other friends, but it still wasn't time to come back. I could come back now to Ojai and sit here. And I wonder if the church would let me park my van here permanently. It's so nice. My name is Julie Nauchu, formerly known as Naninuchu, and I live in my van that's right behind us. I had severe allergies that caused allergy-induced asthma. It hit about 2006, and I rented an apartment, and when the people would cook around me in other apartments, the smell would come up. And I knew that when I retired, I wanted to travel. So to me, it was more simple to get a van or a truck. I wasn't quite sure how to do it, and travel and be able to breathe. If something was in the air that I couldn't breathe, I could just start my car up and leave. Usually if I'm parked here in Ventura and Ojai, like I've been parking since August, I get up in the morning, brush my teeth, same thing like everyone else, prep myself, get in the driver's seat and drive somewhere where I know I can park for the day. Sometimes I'll read, sometimes I'll play games. I do try to walk each day, but it is quite funny to watch me since I can't walk very well. But yeah, and then by 5, 6 o'clock, I go park where I can park for the night and watch a movie and go to bed.
What are some obstacles you have when you're trying to do these daily?
Finding a place at night. City, or I should say county laws, you cannot park in one place more than 72 hours. And if you're in a business district parking, you pretty much want to be considerate to the businesses. So you want to be out of there between 8 and 10 in the morning. If you get up earlier and you can leave earlier, great. In July, I went up to Washington and Oregon. It was beautiful. Some of the people were kind of way out there, but if you go through life and look at each person as an interesting human being, you can handle almost anything.
It's okay, I can get him from the car.
And when we come back around, you can get some too.
How do you remain safe?
I pay attention what's around me. And if I ever pull in someplace that I don't feel safe, I'm going to pull right back out. You have to listen to your inner self. And if those alarms are going off, you need to leave.
You parked by the freeway, the 101, right?
I did.
You parked over there for a long time, and what was it like over there?
Just for the fun, because they're having dinner or something was going on, and I got along with that group. Then they started a ban on parking down there. They didn't like how people were leaving their trash everywhere, and I don't blame them for not liking that. So after we went into a county contract that was called the Outreach Program, then they moved it to where every week we had to go to either Crooked Palm Road, and then the next week go back over to the Avenue. And that was hard because a lot of the people on Crooked Palm Road were drug addicts, had been homeless there for 20, 30 years, and left a lot of trash. So when we'd have to go over there, we would clean up our area, and then they offered a dumpster there at the sheriff's station on the Avenue for us to put our trash in. So we'd clean up the area, take 2 big trash bags down there and to get thrown away, and then we'd be okay for a week. And then we'd move back to the Avenue to park, and we'd have to do it all over again. The good people were starting to leave, going to different places. So I was stuck down there with just the not nice people.
Oh boy.
And that was hard. And I knew I was going to be leaving. My goal was to go to Montana, but with the fires I could only do the eastern part of Oregon and Washington. And so it was really nice to get out of that program. And then when I came back, I stay at my sister's house. I have 2 friends' house I can park in front of.
This guy's 58. He lost his job. Hello. When you first started really buying your van and doing all this is when COVID started. So how did that affect starting your van life?
That was really hard. I retired in February 7th of 2020. And I didn't get my retirement until I got my 401k the end of February. And then this first week in March, we were going to go out van hunting. But, people were just hearing about COVID then and we didn't feel safe. And then we shut down, and I was still in my apartment, so that was fine. But I couldn't buy my van until May of 2020, when they finally opened up to where I could go to a dealership. So I waited until the end of May of 2020 to get it. And then I had some friends that were going to help me put it together, and they flaked out. Everyone that I had that was going to help me flaked out. One of my sons said they would help me because they were off because of COVID. So he did the basics. We did the flooring first. I had to pay someone to do the flooring, and that was fine. That cost $300 for them to do the flooring, and then it cost me about $150 for the wood and the stain, the waterproofing of it. And then my son built my bed, and he paneled part of the walls for me. By then it was really hard because we went into a wood shortage. So I couldn't do anything else in there until the wood shortage was over. And even now we're still having issues with wood, and the price of it is so expensive that I haven't continued on with it. So it was really hard, very time consuming. And my son kept saying, "Mom, just go in the house. Go play games with your grandchildren. Mom, leave. I don't want you in here while I'm doing this." They got lunch and we played games.
Yeah.
So pretty much it was nice during that time too, because I got to know all my grandchildren. I would go over there twice a week, and that's what we do. I'd buy lunch, we'd play. Sometimes we'd go into dinner and just talk. So COVID was really a horrible time, but it was a really nice time to not work and be retired and be able to spend time with them before I started my trip. Do you need some drink cups?
Do you have any tips for people who are planning on getting a home on wheels?
Do it. Prices out here, well, pretty much throughout the whole United States, are so outrageous to rent an apartment. Even to own a house or to own a condo, you are spending so much money on it, and that means you're stuck with it. Your utilities, everything you go use in that house, and then you just keep collecting more stuff to go in it. I say do it. Travel when you can. If you guys graduate from high school or college, get a van. You don't have to get a brand new one. Get an old one. You can even just get a truck. They make tents now for trucks. And just start traveling. Look at the world, or just, the United States. Because once you start your family, you're not going to be able to do it. So do it now. If you go to college, great for you. On break, do something. Go out there and see the world. Even, there's parks around you can go to. Anywhere in California, there's pretty much any place to hike within an hour or two. So do it. If you're a mountain climber, get out there, hit those mountains. And the neat thing about being young is you can do it, and if you run out of money, you can get a job in a town till you save up enough money, and you still have 2 or 3 days off to go do what you want and then come back to work.
What are your final thoughts about this documentary?
You know, if I touch one person with it that might have just a touch of wanderlust or not sure what they want to do, I think that's great. It also might make you more open to what people that live in their vans or trucks or cars, the majority of us, we don't consider ourselves homeless. This is our home. We have everything we need, and we're not spending $1,600 a month on anything. Though it is expensive with gas. If you get a big one like me, you're spending about $100. So that's no big deal. But yeah, I think this is cool. More and more people need to be doing this.